we are performing Navadwip Dham Parikrama with Nityananda Prabhu and Jiva Goswami and other devotees. Yesterday we heard that in Navadwip, Ramchandra, during his exile in previous Kalpa, he came here to Navadwip, and when he was there, he was smiling. Then Sita asked him, "Why you are smiling?" Then Ramachandra said, "Listen, O Sita, I will now narrate to you a most confidential episode. When the blessed Kali Yuga comes, I will assume a golden form and appear here in Nadia. In the house of Sri Jagannath Mishra, I will appear from Sri Sachi Devi's womb in the form of Gaurango. I will bestow the highest divine love upon those fortunate persons who will behold my childhood pastimes. At that time, O beloved, I will perform pastimes of studying and teaching, and I will reveal the glories of the holy name. I will accept sannyas and go to Nilachal. My mother will take her daughter-in-law on her lap and weep." Hearing these words of Sri Ramachandra, Sri Sita Devi asked, "O lotus-eyed one, why will you make your mother cry? Why will you leave your wife and take sannyas? What happiness will you get by causing her such grief?" Sri Ramachandra replied, "O beloved, you know everything. In order to instruct the living entities, you are acting as if ignorant, so that we may get the teaching." She asked this question for us. "Listen, O Sita, loving devotion for me is relished in two ways. Happiness that arises from union with me is known as sambhog, and that which arises out of separation from me is called vipralamba. Although my eternal devotees always desire only sambhog, by my mercy they also relish vipralamba. The bhaktas know that the distress that arises from separation from Sri Krishna is in reality the most exalted bliss. This is because one derives millions of times greater happiness from the meeting after vipralamba than the happiness of a meeting prior to vipralamba. Separation from me also yields happiness, because it is related to Krishna, who is the source of all happiness. So that feeling of separation from Krishna is also one kind of bliss, and even more intense, and union in that separation also is very intense. And after separation, that union is more intense. So in many ways, this separation, but this is transcendental. That is why it is blissful. Mother Kaushalya, yes, therefore, to attain that happiness, you also accept separation from me. This is described in the four Vedas. Mother Kaushalya, whom the Vedas describe to be Aditi, will be known by the name Sri Sachi Devi in my avatar as Sri Gaurango. You will receive me as Vishnu Priya Devi, and out of separation from me, you will manifest the golden deity of me. That is the Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. In this avatar of Sri Ram, I, in separation from you, will have a golden Sita made, and I will worship you in the city of Ayodhya. You, in turn, will make a deity of Sri Gaurango and worship me in this city of Nadia. O Sita, this matter is highly confidential and should not yet be disclosed in the presence of people in general. This place named Navadwip is most dear to me. Ayodhya and other places can never be equal to it. O Sita, upon the arrival of Kali Yuga, these three, Ramvat, will disappear from the vision of ordinary people and remain here in a hidden form, like Bangshi Bat. Bat is tree, banyan tree. So this tree is Rambat. In this way, Sri Ramachandra resided here with Sita and Lakshman for some time. Thereafter, they left for Dandakaranya to fulfill the purpose of their pastimes. O Jiva, behold the place where Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra's cottage was situated. By the will of the Lord, Sri Ramachandra's friend Guhaka took birth here in a Brahmana family. In Gaur Lila, Guhaka was known as Sadananda Bhattacharya. He knew nothing in the three worlds but Sri Ram. The day on which my Lord took birth in Mayapur, Sadananda Bhattacharya was also present in the house of Sri Jagannath Mishra. At the time of Sriman Mahaprabhu's appearance, all the demigods assembled at Sri Jagannath Mishra's residence to take darshan of Sri Gaurahari. The great devotee Brahmana Sadananda Bhattacharya recognized the demigods, and seeing them offering prayers, he understood that his Lord had now descended. Greatly pleased, the Brahmana returned to his home and began to meditate upon his worshipful deity Sri Ramachandra. In his meditation, he had darshan of Sri Gauranga Sundar instead of Sri Ramachandra. From that, some days back, it was stated that if you chant your mantra in Navadwip, then you will get a revelation of that mantra. One meaning. Another meaning is you will receive the darshan of Gauranga in Navadwip. Even if you chant like he was chanting Ram mantra, but he got darshan of Ramchandra. No, of Gauranga, sorry. He saw Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu brilliantly seated upon a throne with Brahma and other demigods fanning him with a chamara. He again saw Sri Ramachandra, whose complexion resembles darkish newly sprouted grass. On the right side of Sri Ramachandra was Lakshman, on his left side Sita, and in front Bhakta Hanuman. Having seen all this, the Brahman understood the fundamental truth of the Lord. Absorbed in ecstatic bliss, the Brahmana went to Mayapur and, not seen by anyone, had darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu to his heart's content. The Brahmana again and again thought, I am blessed, I am blessed. Sri Ramachandra is present as Sri Gaurahari right in front of my eyes. After some time, when Sankirtan started in Sridham Navadwip, Sadananda also chanted the name of Gaura and danced in the Kirtan party. O Jiva, devotees with spotless, uncontaminated hearts take darshan of Sri Bandiravan at this place. After hearing all these narrations and having had darshan of the eternal abode, the devotees surrounded Sri Nityananda Prabhu and began to dance. Ecstatic symptoms arose upon the body of Sri Jiva and he began loudly calling out, O Gauranga, O Gauranga. That day, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, being exceedingly blissful, stayed in that village at Sri Narayani Devi's house. That most pure and chaste Narayani Devi, who is also the mother of Vyas, means Vrindavan Das Thakur, personally served all the Vaishnavas. Early the next morning, after walking some distance, everyone entered Sri Vaikuntapur. Our Parikrama when doing today In Navadwip, there is one place of Saranga Murari and Vasudev Datta Thakur's Diti that we see in Navadwip, and also this birthplace of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Now there is one Gauriya Math there, and Diti of Gaur Nityananda of Vrindavan Das Thakur, and Diti of Vrindavan Das Thakur also. And on the walls of that mat, you will find verses of Chaitanya Bhagavat. They are painted there. Some verses. Bangla. So then they entered Vaikuntapur. Vrindavan Das Thakur, author of Chaitanya Bhagavat. For the sake of obeying the order of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Jannava Devi, this wretched pauper, Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur, sings the glories of Nadia. All glories to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva. All glories to the dwelling place of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Navadwip Dham. When they arrived in Sri Vaikuntapur, Sri Nityananda Prabhu smiled gently and spoke to Sri Jiva. You should know with certainty that this place, which is situated on the northern border of the 8-petaled Sri Navadwip, is Vaikuntapuri. Sri Vaikunta, the abode of the Supreme Lord Sri Narayan, is situated beyond the Biraja river in the spiritual realm, the Parabyom. In Vaikunta, the three potencies, Shri, Bhu and Lila, serve Sri Narayan. Maya can never enter this place. Brahma is merely the splendor emanating from this transcendental abode of Sri Vaikuntha Loka. Brahma means here Brahma, that with short A on the end, like Brahman. That is splendor. Kiran, like rays of Vaikuntha. People with material vision perceive this Vaikuntapur as nothing but a material realm. In this Vaikuntapur, Sri Narad, with his transcendental vision, first saw the eternal, untainted Bhagavan Sri Narayan. Thereafter, having received the darshan of Sri Gaura Sundar, Sri Narad resided here for a long time. An old and confidential history is related to this place. Once Sri Lakshman Acharya, means Sri Ramanuja Acharya, came to Jagannath Puri. By reciting many prayers, Sri Ramanuja Acharya Ramanuja Acharya pleased Sri Jagannath, and out of mercy, Sri Jagannath extended his darshan to him. Sri Jagannath Dev said, O Ramanuja, go and take darshan of Sri Navadwip. I will appear very soon in Jagannath Mishra's house in the town of Nadia. Sri Navadwip is very dear to me. Parabyoma, the spiritual sky, is situated within just one of its sections. You are my eternal servant and foremost among the devotees. You must certainly take darshan of Sri Navadwip. All of your disciples are immersed in Dasya Ras, the mellow of servitude. You should therefore leave them here and go to Navadwip alone. O Ramanuja, O resolute one, birth on this earth is useless for that person who, in spite of obtaining a human form of life, does not attain darshan of Sri Navadwip Dham. Sri Rangam, Sri Venkata Tirupati, and Yadava Achal are all just a small portion of Sri Navadwip. Therefore, O son of Keshava, Ramanuja, go to Sri Navadwip and take darshan of the beautiful form of Sri Gauranga. You have come to this material world only to preach Bhakti Yoga. May your life be successful by the mercy of Sri Gaura Hari. you should go to Kurmastan after taking darshan of Sri Navadwip. There you will again meet with your disciples. Hearing this, Sri Lakshman Acharya folded his hands and made a request to Sri Jagannath. O Lord, by your merciful words, I have now, for the first time, heard about Sri Gaurahari, but I know nothing about the tattva of him. Sri Jagannath, the friend of the entire world, mercifully spoke to Sri Ramanuja. Everyone knows that Sri Krishna is the Lord of Goloka, that Lord Sri Narayan is his Vilasa Murti, that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Absolute Truth, and that he lives in Sri Dham, Vrindavan. O Ramanuja, that very Sri Krishna is completely and eternally Sri Gaurahari, and that very Sri Vrindavan Dham is the town of Sri Navadwip. As the eternal form of Sri Gauranga Sundar, I reside in Sri Navadwip Dham, which is superior to all other holy places in the world. Jai Krishna, say Gaur, say Jagannath. One song is there. Krishna, Jagannath and Mahaprabhu, they are one and the same person. And Narayan also is, all Bhagavan is one, but different leelas, different forms. Although by my mercy, this Dham is situated on the earth planet, all scriptures describe it as being without a scent of Maya. If someone thinks that because Navadwip is situated on the earth planet, it is inferior to Sri Shvetadvip, because Shvetadvip is beyond this world, his bhakti will diminish day by day. That is wrong logic, wrong conception. Because this, yes, further, Jagannath is telling, only by my desire has my inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti, brought that transcendental realm to this material world. That truth, which is beyond reason and logic, cannot be obtained just by studying scriptures. Only by my mercy can my devotees understand it. That appeared in this way. It is appearing in this world, but it does not mean that it is material and that is transcendental. That is false logic, because we have no eyes to see properly. That by inconceivable potency, that is possible. Unlimited Dham can appear in this place. Because everything is possible for omnipotent Supreme Lord. When Sri Ramanuja, whose mind was firm and peaceful, heard Sri Jagannath's words, he became restless out of prema for Sri Gauranga. He said, O Lord, your pastimes are most amazing. Not even the Vedas and other scriptures know of your grandeur. O Lord Jagannath, earlier I used to wonder why the scriptures do not clearly describe the pastimes of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. When I minutely reflected upon the Shrutis, Puranas, and other scriptures, then only did Gaur Tattva manifest in my heart. I said some days back that Rukma Varnam Yada Pashyati, that is one hint of Gaur Tattva in Shruti, in Upanishad. Now, through your instruction, all my doubts have been removed, and the rasa of Sri Gaura's pastimes have arisen in my heart. If you allow me, I will go to Sri Navadwip and then preach about Sri Gaur Lila throughout all the three worlds. I will reveal the hidden scriptures. In other words, I will bring out the scriptural evidences regarding Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and make everyone in the three worlds devotees of Sri Gaurahari. Seeing Ramanuja's enthusiasm, Lord Jagannath said, "O Ramanuja, do not speak like this now. Secretly, keep the tattva of Sri Gaurahari's pastimes to yourself. After the pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu have become unmanifest, everyone will automatically come to know of them. Preach only about Dasya Rasa to me and constantly worship Sri Gaura in your heart." After receiving Sri Jagannath's instruction, Sri Ramanuj Mahashwai came secretly to Sri Navadwip. When Sri Vishwakshen, this is one associate of Vishnu Bhagavan, of Narayan in Vaikuntha, who carries remnants of offering made to Bhagavan. When Sri Vishwakshen came to know of Sri Ramanuj's arrival in Navadwip, he considered that Sri Ramanuj may well become absorbed in ecstatic emotions and thus reveal the truth about Navadwip. To ensure that Sri Ramanuj did not reveal Gaur Lila prematurely, Vishwakshen brought Sri Ramanuj to this place, Sri Vaikuntapur. Upon seeing it, Ramanuj became enchanted. The Lord of the spiritual realm, Bhagavan Sri Narayan, mercifully showed Sri Ramanuj his form, which is served by the potencies Sri Bhu and Lila. Sri Ramanuj considered himself blessed to behold his worshipful Lord. After just a moment, Sri Ramanuj saw the captivatingly beautiful form of Sri Gaurahari, the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra, in the place of Sri Narayan. Sri Ramanuj fainted seeing the splendor of Sri Gaurahari's beauty. Sri Gaurahari mercifully placed his lotus foot on Ramanuj's head. After receiving divine knowledge, Sri Ramanuj began to pray as follows: "O Lord, will I be able to behold your manifest pastimes in the town of Nadia?" Saying this, Sri Ramanujacharya, filled with prem, began to shed tears and continued, "I will never leave Navadwip to go anywhere else." Sri Gaurahari mercifully spoke with a sweet voice, "O son of Keshava, your desire will certainly be fulfilled. When my pastimes become manifest here in Nadia, you will also take birth here." Having said this, Sri Gaurahari disappeared. Sri Ramanuj was satisfied and resumed his journey. After a short time, he arrived in Kurmastan, where he met with his disciples. He began preaching Dasya Rasa throughout South India. Internally, however, he was absorbed in thoughts of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu of Sri Navadwip. By the mercy of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramanuj took birth in this eternal Dham as Sri Ananta. He saw the marriage ceremony of Sri Lakshmi Priya and Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the house of Sri Vallabha Acharya, the father of Sri Lakshmi Priya, that is first wife of Mahaprabhu, Lakshmi Priya. Mahaprabhu as Gaur Narayan has two wives, Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, as Gaur Narayan, but as Gaur Krishna, Gadadhar is his potency, Radharani. So Ananta Prabhu, one devotee, he saw this marriage. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "O devotees, behold the place where Sri Ananta's house once stood. Many devotees of Lord Sri Narayan resided at this place. It is well known that the kings of that time established service to Bhagavan Sri Narayan in this holy place. All the devotees became unlimitedly blissful upon seeing the forest named Nishriyasa, which is situated beyond the Viraja river. So, all this knowledge, transcendental knowledge, is coming to this world in installments by the grace of Krishna. He is regulating all this preaching, how it is going on. So he told Ramanju, now you preach for Dasya Rasa in South India. Then gradually it will come. So everything is regulated by Supreme Lord. Nishreyasa is like topmost welfare. In that verse, Labdas Durlavam idam bahu sambhavante manusham artadam anitam api hadira turnam jateta napateta anumritu javan nishreyasaya bishakalu sarvatasyat. That verse. We should immediately start doing bhajan. Means to strive for highest welfare. Nishreyasa. As they heard and spoke these ancient narrations, they arrived near Mahatpur. Shri Nityananda Prabhu said, this place is Kamyavan of Braja. All of you behold this abode with great devotion. In ancient times, there were 5 banyan trees. By the will of Shriman Mahaprabhu, these trees have now disappeared. Although today everyone calls this place Matapur, its old name is mentioned in the scripture is Mahatpur. When during their exile, the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi lived incognito, they came to Gauradesh, Bengal. When they were residing in the village of Ekachakra, Yudhishthir Maharaj became overwhelmed upon having a dream by which he understood the glories of Nadia. The next day, they all came to this place, which is situated within the area of Sri Navadwip. Simply by desiring darshan of Sri Navadwip Dham, they felt elated. Seeing the beauty of Sri Navadwip, the sons of Pandu began to glorify the fortune of the residents of Gauradesh. The Pandavas resided at this place for some time and killed many demons. Behold this place, known by the name Yudhishthir Tila, that is like a hillock, and also Draupadi Kunda, which is situated nearby. Maharaj Yudhishthir understood the glories of this place and therefore stayed here for a long time. One day, in a dream, Maharaj Yudhishthir received darshan of the astonishing form of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The luster of Mahaprabhu's divine limbs illuminated all directions. Smiling, Sri Gaura Hari spoke to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Just behold my form, which is rarely seen. I, Nandanandan Shri Krishna, always reside in your home as your friend and just like a member of your family. This Sri Navadwip Dham is the essence of all other holy places. This Dham manifests in Kali Yuga and destroys the darkness of ignorance of all living entities. All of you are eternally my servants. At the time of my appearance in the form of Gaurahari, you will also take birth again. I will always stay with you and spend my time on the shore of the ocean in Sri Purushottam Kshetra in the land of Utkal, that is Orissa. Now you should go to Oradesh, Orissa, purify that place and remove the sufferings of the living entities there. When he awoke from his dream, Maharaj Yudhishthir told his brothers about it. They discussed the matter and then, together with Draupadi, began their journey towards the land of Orissa. Although they felt great sorrow to leave Sri Navadwip Dham, they followed the instruction of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Their Rai Bhavananda in Gaur Lila is Pandu, and his 5 sons, Raya Ramananda, then Gopinath Patanayak, then I think Baninath, and 2 more, 5 brothers. With them Mahaprabhu did his lila there in Purushottam. That is why he said here that you will also take birth again. Raya Ramananda is Arjuna. Srila Madhvacharya's arrival in Mahatpur. But in Raya Ramananda there are 5 personalities inside. Also Vishaka and Arjuna, Gopi, and some 5 there. One of them is Arjuna of Panchapanda. Sri Madhva Muni, Srila Madhvacharya, resided in this place for a long time with his disciples in Mahatpur. Sri Gauranga Sundar was very merciful to Sriman Madhvacharya, and in a dream he bestowed upon him darshan of his supremely enchanting form. Smiling, Sri Gaurachandra said to Sri Madhvacharya, "Everyone knows that you are my eternal servant. When I appear in Sri Navadwip, I will accept your sampradaya. Now, with great effort, you should carefully uproot the false scriptures of Mayavad everywhere. You should reveal the glories of the deity. I will further develop your pure doctrine." Having spoken thus, Sri Gaurachandra disappeared. When Sri Madhva Muni woke up, he remembered his dream and fell unconscious. When he came back to his senses, Sri Madhva Muni said, "Will I again be able to see that beautiful golden complexioned form?" and began to weep. Just then he heard a divine voice from the clear sky. "You should worship me secretly. As a result of your worship, you will surely come to me." When he heard the divine voice speak, Srila Madhvacharya regained his composure, and then he set out to defeat the Mayavadis, because that was his seva at that time. He was sent for this, to establish eternality of deity and to propagate this eternal devotion by refuting Mayavad. As they recounted and heard these old narrations, they all arrived in Rudradvip. Upon reaching there, Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "This Rudradvip has been divided into 2 parts by the power of the river Bhagirathi. By the will of Sriman Mahaprabhu, no people reside here now. Just see, because of the flow of Sri Ganga, the western island is moving toward the eastern bank. Now see Sri Shankarpur from here. Look how the entire Shankarpur, which is situated on the bank of the Ganga, is beautified. Once Sri Shankaracharya, during his scholarly conquests, arrived here for the purpose of defeating the scholars of Sri Navadwip. Although Acharya Shankar in his heart was the best of all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavanam Jata Shambhu means Shiva, externally he wore the dress of a servant of Maya, a Mayavadi, as an Advaitavadi sannyasi. Although he was a partial avatar of Rudra himself and was greatly talented, still Shankaracharya skillfully preached a hidden form of Buddhism to bring Buddhists to Vedic evidence. He attracted them in that way, because that is one step higher. Then Ramanuj came and they preached what is actually in the Veda. But if you read Upanishad, then you will see that that interpretation of Advaitavad is not so easy and not so difficult to arrive at. Only someone who has grace of devotee, he can understand that it is about devotion. But otherwise you have in Upanishad also, that Brahma Bindu Upanishad, that there is air in the pot and air outside. When you break the pot, then there is no difference. It is there. So the Mayavadis, they quote this. But Ramanuj and other Vaishnavacharyas, because there it is written, when Jivas Upadis, means material designations, are destroyed, then it will happen like this, as air from the pot out. But they explained, Vaishnavacharya, that this means the Jiva in Upadi is like that. But when that pot will be broken, means when Jiva will give up all Upadis, material egos, the Jiva will unite in love with Brahman, with Supreme Lord. Not that they become like absolutely one. But who can understand this meaning? Only devotees. Otherwise, if you just by literal meaning, if you read Upanishads, then very easily you will come to Advaitavad conclusion. So Shankaracharya did not have such a difficult job to preach that. In some places he had to little twist in Vedanta Sutra and Shakti Parikrama like this. But otherwise, one can get many like this. But the one who got association of devotee, he can understand by realization what is meant and what is sayuja also. So like this. But Shankaracharya had to do that job on the order of Govinda to bring Buddhists to Vedic Praman. They will have faith. Then when they will have faith and in eternal reality, Buddhists, they don't believe in any eternal reality. For them, everything is temporary, no eternal reality. But Brahman is eternal. Shankaracharya spoke, that is eternal. And then when they have some taste of eternal reality and faith in the Vedas, then Ramanuja was sent to speak about eternal devotion. Sri Shankaracharya was preaching Mayavad only to follow the order of the Supreme Lord. When he came to the city of Nadia, Sri Gaurachandra appeared to him in a dream and mercifully spoke to him with sweet words. You are my servant. You are diligently preaching Mayavad to fulfill my order. However, Sri Navadwip Dham is most dear to me, and therefore Mayavad cannot be preached here. Here, Briddha together with Praudamaya, spreads a false explanation of the Agama scriptures. They only preach to those who have enmity towards my devotees, because their sole purpose is to deceive these people. Those who are averse to Krishna and his devotees, they will get that sort of teaching. False explanation. Since this place is generally for my devotees, it is not proper to spread Mayavad and other such corrupt philosophies here. Therefore, you should go somewhere else. Do not cause any pain to the residents of Navadvip. From this dream, Sri Shankaracharya understood the truth about Sri Navadvip, and full of bhakti, he went elsewhere. Once one devotee asked Gurudev how I can be freed from Mayavad. Then Guru said, you have to go to Navadvip. Then you can be free, because Mahaprabhu prohibited their preaching of Mayavad. And another answer also Gurudev said, when you will get association of realized devotee, then you can be free, like Sarvam Bhattacharya when getting the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But you will find in Upanishad this Aham Brahmasmi and I am everything, I am Manu, there is no difference between you and me, and like all these statements you will find. But that is why it is said you need a realized teacher to understand properly. So here, yes, the sage Bhamadev realized this and declared, I became Manu. I became Sun God because I am everything. Aham Brahmasmi. Even today, anyone who realizes I am Brahman becomes everything. It is in Brihadaranyaka. But what is the meaning? One more, even a Devata cannot prevent that person's liberation since he is the controller of Devata. The person who worships some Devata and thinks that the Devata is one person and I am another person does not know. He is like an animal for the Devatas. Yes, as many animals serve men, each man serves Devatas. If one animal is taken from the man, he grieves. What to speak if many animals are taken from him? Therefore, the Devatas do not prefer that men know Brahman. They put obstacle. But then you will find in Ramanuja's commentary what is the meaning. Those who understood this among the Devatas became everything. They attained a realization of everything up to Paramatma who is everything. They realized that the Lord pervades all Atmas. I am Manu means the Lord within myself is the Lord within Manu. The person who has realized the Lord is the controller Atma of the Devatas. So because another topic, maybe some other time, but what I wanted to say is that if one goes by literal meanings, it is not so difficult to come to Advaitavad by reading Upanishad. That is why it is said you need bona fide guru to know the actual meaning. So here meaning is the Supreme Lord is within me. That is the meaning. And there are other explanations, but now there is no time. So Shankaracharya had to spread that Advaitavad to bring Buddhists, but Ramanuja, Madhva, Vishnu, Sami, Nimbarka, they preached eternal devotion. That is the actual meaning of Shastra. Final conclusion. This Rudradip is the place of the 11 Rudras. Together here they glorify Sri Gaurahari. The Rudra whose complexion is Nila Lohita is the Lord of all the Rudras. He, Nila Lohita Rudra, continuously dances here full of joy. Seeing his dance, the demigods in heaven also become happy and shower flowers. Once, Sri Vishnu Swami also came here with his disciples while he was on tour defeating opposing philosophies. He spent the night here in Rudradvip. While here, all of his disciples began to dance and chant Hari Hari, and Sri Vishnu Swami himself began to recite prayers from the Shrutis. Extremely pleased by their deliberation on bhakti, Sri Nilalohita Rudra mercifully appeared there. Sri Nilalohita Rudra appeared in that assembly of Vaishnavas. Upon seeing his form, Sri Vishnu Swami became greatly astonished and with folded hands began to praise him. Rudra, being most merciful to Vishnu Swami, said, "You Vaishnavas are extremely dear to me. My heart is very satisfied by your discussion on bhakti. Ask any boon you like from me, and I will mercifully grant it, because there is nothing that I do not give to the Vaishnavas." After offering his prostrated obeisances, Sri Vishnu Swami, feeling supreme joy, folded his hands and prayed for a boon. "O Lord, please give us such a boon by which we may attain perfection within any sampradaya that preaches bhakti." Like in that point, when pot is broken, then Jiva will be free from worldly egos and will be same as that out air sky, in the sense of both are free of upadhis, but that does not mean that they are totally the same, because there are other statements in Upanishads which say that you will be similar to Supreme Lord, and there will be that pastime and all this. But if you take one statement out of context and you explain it like Shankaracharya was doing, then easily you can get Advaita out. In great happiness, Sri Rudra bestowed upon them a benediction and accepted them within his own sampradaya. Sri Vishnu Swami thus established his own sampradaya named Sri Rudra Sampradaya and began to dance and sing. By the mercy of Rudra, Sri Vishnu Swami stayed at this very place and began to worship Sri Gaurachandra with the purpose of attaining divine love. In Sri Vishnu Swami's dream, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu told him, "You have received the mercy of my devotee Rudra Shiva. You are blessed because in Sri Navadwip you have received the wealth of bhakti. Now you should spread the philosophy of Shuddha Advaita, purified non-dualism." The Shankaracharya made Kevala Advaita, means oneness. There is absolute oneness, no difference. Any kind of difference, that is all false, Maya. But Ramanuj, he preached Vishishta Advaita. There is oneness, but with specialities, with distinctions. There are attributes of Brahman. He has qualities. And Jiva also, they are one attribute of Brahman like this. Vishishta Advaita. And Vishnu Swami, he preached Shuddha Advaita, purified oneness. He also explained there is difference. And Madhvacharya preached Kevala Dvaita. No, there is difference between Supreme Lord and Jiva, and between Jiva and another Jiva, between one matter, another matter, all five, and matter and Supreme Lord, and matter and Jiva, and one matter to another. There are five types of difference eternally they are existing. Very clearly he said. So here Mahaprabhu is telling to Vishnu Swami, there are 4 Vaishnava Acharyas. They are all preaching eternal devotion. After some time, when I will appear as Sri Gaurahari, you will take birth as Sri Ballava Bhata. After meeting me in Sri Kshetra Puri, you will go to Mahavan and promote your Sampradaya. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "O Jiva, now Sri Ballabha Acharya is in Gokul. When you go to Braja, you will get his darshan. Jiva Goswami met him. Having spoken thus, Sri Nityananda Prabhu turned his face towards the south and happily began to walk towards the beautiful bank of the Ganga named Paradanga. Because for every sampradaya, you have to have commentary to scripture. To Shruti means Upanishads, to Smriti, generally this means Bhagavad Gita, part of Mahabharata, and Vedanta Sutra. You have to have commentary. So all Vaishnava Acharyas, they explain the devotion is there, not oneness and no devotion. No, that is not the purport. But you cannot get this type of purport and devotion to Krishna without the grace of devotee. When they came to the bank of Sri Bhagirathi, Sri Nityananda Prabhu showed Sri Jiva, Sri Rasa Mandal, and Sri Dhira Samira. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, just behold this eternal Vrindavan. Here one can see the pastimes of Vrindavan. Hearing the name of Vrindavan, Jiva became overwhelmed with prem, and streams of tears began to flow from his eyes. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, here, together with his devotees, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu performed kirtan of the verses describing Rasa Lila, but with his devotees, not in public. Because others may come, they will misunderstand. Those advanced, pure devotees. When Mahaprabhu said, I will make dancing drama in Chandrasekharacharya's house, I will dance as Shakti, only those who have control over the senses, they can come to see. You will find in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Mahaprabhu told. It is not for public, or to try to impress upon others. No. And also you will find there that no devotee is boasting his qualification. No, I am qualified. I have qualification. Srivas Pandit is pure devotee. Advaita Acharya pure devotee. They became disappointed. They said, oh, then we cannot come to see your drama performance. We are not eligible. Because devotees always, they are humble. They never say, I am qualified, with assertion, I am that. They said, we cannot come. Then Mahaprabhu said, no, you can come. By my grace, you will have control over senses, you can come. You will be Yogeshwara. But Mahaprabhu wanted to give this teaching that such pastimes, they are not to be discussed in public and with those devotees who have not reached at least Nishta stage. Otherwise, they will misunderstand and they may imitate and misuse and like this. So you will find in Chaitanya Bhagavatam, you can see. Vyasadeva also in Bhagavatam he wrote, if you are not Shiva and you try to drink that poison, what will happen? So eligible persons, and he gave conditions, Shraddhanvita and Anushrinuya. You have to have firm belief that Krishna is the only enjoyer and master, and this has to be not in theory, it has to be in your life, this belief. You have to prove it in your life that Krishna is the only enjoyer. And Anushrinuyat, Chabarnayat, you have to continuously, one meaning our Parangula said, you have to, under the guidance of realized soul, you have to hear, and he will see the qualification, because he is realized soul. Another meaning is Anu means continuously. Who can do continuously hearing and speaking about that topic? One who is above Nishta. Otherwise it is impossible continuous. So the conditions are there. So here Mahaprabhu did with his devotees, performed kirtan of the verses describing Raslila. It is not banned, but it is the question of adhikar, eligibility, qualification. O Jiva, the pastime place in Vrindavan called Maharasa Sthali or Bangshi Bat is the bank of the Jannavi in Navadwip. Here Shri Krishna eternally performs Rasa Lila with the gopis. Sometimes a fortunate Jiva beholds that pastime. Behold Shri Dhira Samira to the west of Rasa Sthali. Listen, O supremely intelligent and grave Jiva, this is a place of bhajan. In Braja, Dhira Samira is splendidly situated on the bank of the Jamuna, and here it is situated on the bank of the Ganga. It appears to be the bank of the Ganga, but actually it is not so, because Sri Jamuna flows along Ganga's western bank. That is on that side where the sandy beach is there. In Navadwip you will find that side, opposite to Mayapur. This is why Sri Sachinandan called this beautiful place on the bank of the Jamuna Vrindavan. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and Gorkishore Das Babaji, they used to do bhajan there. O Jiva, all the pastime places of Vrindavan are splendidly situated here. There is no difference between Shri Dham Vrindavan and Shri Navadwip Dham. O Jiva, you should never see any difference between Shri Gaurahari and Shri Krishna. After showing Vrindavan to Shri Jiva, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, who was immersed in powerful transcendental emotions, continued onward. They proceeded further toward the north and spent the night in Rudradvip. This Bhakti Vinod, whose only wealth is the lotus feet of Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Shri Jannavadevi, is singing the glories of Shri Nadia. Our mat will go tomorrow to that place, Rudradvip. There is one Gauriya mat there, and there is one very nice Maharaj there, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Sagar Maharaj. Now he's senior, he's also presiding over the meetings in Mayapur. He's a very nice Vaishnava, realized soul, and if you will come, then you should speak with him. First he will ask you which language you understand, Hindi, Bengali or English. Then what you will say in that language he will speak. He can speak very nice English. Rudradvip, Gauriya Mat. You will go there, entering, then first you will meet Shiva on your right side. Before mat, just before mat, Shiva is there. You have to bow down, offer some flowers or water, Shiva. Then you go there, and there is Gauriya Mat. Rudradvip, Gauriya Mat. All glories to Nadia Bihari Shri Gaurachandra. All glories to Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the master of the village named Ekachakra. All glories to the Lord of Shantipur, Shri Advaita Prabhu. All glories to Shri Gadadhar Pandit, a resident of Ramachandrapur. Ramachandrapur is in that Koladvip area, that side of Ganga, opposite to Mayapur. All glories to the essence of a wish-fulfilling gem, Shri Gauramandal, where in Kali Yuga, Bhagavan Shri Krishna performs his pastimes. Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the son of Padmavati, crossed Shri Jannavi and proceeded on a little further, because at that time Rudradvip was on that side of Ganga, western side, but nowadays it is on this side, same as Mayapur. But you have to go there from Jogapit, you turn left, and there you go there. then you will come to Rudradip. But before it was on that side, that is why they crossed Jannavi. And they came, see this supremely enchanting place named Bilva Paksha. Our mat goes there on the second day, Simantadi, because otherwise it is difficult to again go. This Bilva Paksha is north of Simanta. He said to the devotees, nowadays everyone calls it Bel Pukuria. But nowadays, that is when the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bel Pukuria, but nowadays it is Bel Pukur. Every time it becomes more and more short, like Chakra Daha. Our Gurudev told, Chakra Daha is original name. And then they start to say Chagdaha. And now they say Chagda. Or you will find in Ner Puri, the original name is Alvarnath. Alvars are personal associates of Narayana. Alvarnath. But when they make short, Alnath. Alnath. So here also, now it is Belpukur. The scriptures declare this place to be Bilvavan of Brajadham. Behold this same place in Navadwip. Panchamukha Bilvakesh, Shiva, used to, that is five-faced Shiva, used to reside here. For 15 days, many Brahmanas worshipped him by offering him leaves of the bel tree, in English, wood apple. Pleased with them, Lord Shiva blessed them with the boon of Sri Krishna Bhakti, because that fruit, bel, you know, that is very hard. You have to break it. Very difficult to break, but once you break, that is very good, tasty inside, very sweet and good for digestion, very healthy. Wood apple. Sri Nimbaditya was one of those Brahmanas. They were worshipping Shiva for 15 days in the forest. Full of devotion, he worshipped Panchamukha Shankarji. Being pleased with his worship, Panchamukha Shankar, five-faced Shiva, said to Sri Nimbaditya, a divine forest of bel trees, Bilvavan, is situated on the border of this village. In that forest, Chatusan, means 4 Kumaras, are immersed in deep meditation. By their mercy, you will achieve transcendental knowledge. Chatusan are your gurus. All of your heart's desires will be fulfilled by serving them. Shiva is himself Guru. He accepted Vishnu Sami, but here he sent them there. They are your gurus. That is also all arranged. Having spoken thus, Maheshwar disappeared. Sri Nimbaditya searched for the place that Maheshwar had told him about, and in doing so, he arrived here at Bilvavan. In Bilvavan, he saw the 4 sages, Sri Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, sitting on a beautiful raised platform. No ordinary person was able to see those 4 naked youths, whose character was supremely illustrious and who were sitting close to Bridakesh Shiva. When Sri Nimbaditya Acharya saw them, he began to eagerly call out, Hare Krishna, feeling excessive joy. Upon hearing the name Hari, their meditation broke, and they saw a Vaishnava standing in front of them. One by one, those 4 youths happily embraced Sri Nimbaditya. Who are you? They asked Sri Nimbaditya. Why have you come here? Please introduce yourself. We will certainly fulfill your desire. When he heard their words, Shri Nimbaditya first offered them his obeisances. Thereafter, with great humility, he told them about himself. After learning about Shri Nimbarka's identity, Shri Sanat Kumar smiled and said, "The terrible Kali Yuga is coming." Knowing this, the God of all gods, Shri Krishna, made a firm resolution to spread bhakti for the supreme benefit of the living beings. Only by devotion we can be rescued from this Kali Yuga. The Supreme Lord transmitted his power into 4 devotees and sent them to spread bhakti throughout the world. Shri Ramanuj, Shri Madhva, and Shri Vishnu Swami are 3 of those great personalities who are endowed with the power of Bhagavan. You, O best of devotees, are the 4th. Shri Ramanujacharya, Shri Madhvacharya, and Shri Vishnu Swami were accepted in the Bhakti Sampradayas of Shri Lakshmi Devi, Shri Brahma, and Shri Rudra respectively. From today, we accept you into our Bhakti Sampradaya. Our purpose is to become blessed by accepting you as our disciple. We used to be immersed in impersonal knowledge, but by Bhagavan's special mercy, this sin of ours was abolished. Sin. Because there is no service of Bhagavan there. That is, if you do wrong activities, this is wrong. If you do no activities, also wrong. You have to do right activities. As eternal servant of Krishna, you should serve. That is also sin. To go on strike. I will not work. I will strike. I will not work. No, you have to work properly. Now we understand that Shuddha Bhakti is the most excellent object. We have also composed a Samhita based on Bhakti. The name of this Samhita is Sanat Kumara Samhita. You will find Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is quoting from this Samhita in Jaiva Dharma also. Your Diksha will be in accordance with the teachings in this Samhita. Seeing the kindness of his Sri Gurudev, the intelligent Shri Nimbarka took bath in the river Bhagirathi without any delay and then returned. He offered his prostrated obeisances and humbly said, O Master, O Savior of the fallen, please deliver this lowly person. Shri Chatursan for Kumaras gave him the Jugala mantra of Shri Radha Krishna and instructed him in worshipping Shri Radha Krishna while filled with spiritual sentiments, Bhava Mark or Raga Mark. This mantra they are chanting Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe. Our Gurudev sometimes used to sing before Mahamantra. After receiving the mantra, Shri Nimbaditya Acharya sat in this sacred place and worshipped Jugala Kishore, the divine youthful couple, according to the injunctions of Sanat Kumar Samhita. Now, what happened? We will hear tomorrow. Tomorrow we will also conclude this Parikrama. He got his mantra, Radha Krishna mantra, and now he is doing bhajan. So, what will happen? What happened? We will hear tomorrow.